blanket you in Wi-Fi and profit off the radiation. Congregation collecting the people for that Satan. I keeps it blazing, cause I can read between the lines. I ain't blind, we unwind what they're really saying. Genetically modify what you're tasting. Don't need that college promise, so now you live up in your mom's basement. Redesign time so your mind is always wasted. Programmed to crave the basics. Keep the beta in stasis. Pay the state, kid. You're in debt for being born. Messengers are more than just the price for being warned. Don't be alarmed, disconnect from their machinations. Stop subscribing to the folly of all nations. Bone breaking ain't the answer, cause they seek the ownership of souls. Spread the seeds and watch them grow. Break the chains of control. Break the chains of control.
Sweet eternal balance of all that is good, true, and beautiful, friends. I am so excited, as always, to invite you all to experience something beyond our common understanding. So come joining Rogueways once again as a woman who grew up loving animals and knowing she had a special connection with them before finding as an adult that she could connect with source and translate animals' feelings, needs, and communications on through to our human minds and hearts through her amazing gift. Please welcome, friend to all animals and humans and the bridge between the two worlds, Katherine O'Shea. Katherine, thanks for coming back to Rogueways again.
Oh my goodness. Hi, everybody. Hi, Rogueways listeners. I'm so happy. I feel like I've been away from you for so long, and I'm so happy to be here. Thank you so much, Lindsay, for allowing me to connect to your listeners and to be on your show and to share what I have to share today. I'm excited.
Thank you, because I know people get so much out of it, and I love being a part of that, and I love that people get to experience that. So it's very kind of you, and I know you have some special offers for Rogueways listeners that we're going to talk about in a minute, so that is really exciting as well. Before we get started, though, I want to invite people, and actually, it's so weird, because we were just talking about this before the show, and right during the intro music, I was like, I have it. So so this is a new announcement to everyone, including Katherine, and hopefully hopefully the other two teachers who are going to be at the retreat are down with this, but I just keep getting a lot of feedback that 3 days is way too much around Christmas time for people to commit to the 3 days of brightness event. And the whole goal of it is really to get people together and connected and uplifted, because that's that darkest point of the year. It's the lowest spiritual energy of the year, and according to many traditions. And we know that, there are some people who like to use that time against us. And so we want to be exactly the opposite of that and be bright and loving and connected and just like in our empowered states of being. And so that's really what the event is for and about. And so I just realized we can try to mash as much of the best parts of it into one day as possible, and also have it on that Sunday right before the solstice. So we get all of that same energy right before we go into that dip. So we're headed into it at like our own highest point, and that lowness can't bring us down. So I'm thinking that we might switch everything. I'll talk to the people who have already sort of committed to it and see how that goes. But I hope to share more about that this Thursday with you guys. So yeah, that might be really exciting, actually. What do you think?
Yeah, I think Lindsay's very modest, and I know you all know her in such a personal way. Like all you listeners have benefited from what she's had to share, and she's really with her heart put together this event. And no matter how it ends up being, I think that's a great idea. I think, for me, I could do 5 days, but yeah, my whole life will stop, and I'm like, cool. But that's, the reality is that we have lots of things going on. But at the same point, I know in those times where we're in the most stress, where we're at those turning points, where we're feeling we can't do it, is actually the most important time to do it.
Exactly.
So I think if you made it accessible by doing it that day, I just want to do a calling to everybody. This is a really, really beautiful, generous offer. I saw the other two people who will be guests. I'm so happy to join you all and offer what I can offer and receive from you as well. And really joining together in light is not to be underestimated by any means. And even if it were just 5 of us, which I think there's going to be so many people that will join this, that's really exciting too. And from all over the States and beyond.
And Canada.
I mean, yeah, this is going to be so powerful. So I just wanted to encourage you, if you're feeling like you need a boost, you're feeling like you need some support, and also now is a very beautiful time to invest in yourself.
Yeah.
And this would be a beautiful way to invest invest in yourself, to support Lindsay also in what she offers in the world, and to receive so much at the same time, and to really join in the force of light. And it is very necessary and very powerful. And so, yeah, I'm excited to see what you'll offer. And I hope everyone else
Compress
gets
it down.
excited too. Yeah, compress it. And like, really it's going to be so fun.
Yes.
And so enjoyable and so just what you need. And that's what all these things are, always are, for the people who show up. And right now, so we'll be in our third week of December at that point. Yeah, that's what that third week is about.
It really is.
Is just showing up.
And going deeper in your own sort of path
and
practice.
And the following week is really about that too, right? Going deeper in your own self. And the thing is, when you connect, sorry, I'm so passionate about this right now.
I love it.
When you connect to the collective and you find that light bulb, right? That source, when you're kind of emotionally, the third week's a very emotional purification, a very emotional, transformative time in the third week of December. So we're getting right to that, right before it gets dark, right before we go deeper within ourselves, to have that support, to have that love, to have that nourishment, to have that light, to have that power of the collective going into that time. I just think is really, really powerful. So don't underestimate that. Check in with your heart. If it's something you want to do, do it. If it's something you want to do, and you financially can't do it or don't think that you can, open up, go deeper, reach out to Lindsay, see what we got. I know she started a compassion fund. I don't know what it's all about. I wouldn't promise anything to anybody. But we can chant for our finances. We can boost our finances together. I know that Lindsay would be happy to facilitate anything that would help all of you, because that's her heart. So yeah, so just open up, see whatever it comes out. I mean, that Sunday, I think that's great. If you're in the midst of holiday madness, or you're feeling alone, it's perfect.
Yeah. And
perfect time to join.
You get it. I should hire you as a salesperson. You're like all about it. It's awesome. Yeah, I really.
Well, exactly. We need you. We do. We need each of you. We do. And it's not like I want you, but really, we need you.
And I think people, like you said, it's an exchange, right? We're all getting something really beautiful out of this. So I'm very, very excited to look at the possibilities. I know there's a lot of people who have said, if it was shorter, if it was on the weekend, or if it was this and that, then I could go, but I just can't do like 3 days in the weekday. And I'm like, yeah, this is the teacher in me who always has that time of year just off. That's like, what? You could do it? So that'll be cool if it goes down to Sunday. So I'll let you guys know the details. If you've already got a one-day pass or something, don't worry. If it doesn't work for you, we're not going to do this, but we're going to make it work for everyone. So don't stress. And like Katherine said, there's barter and trade I'm open to. There's not, so I had someone get upset with me once because they're like, you said you did barter and trade and you don't want all this stuff. And I'm like, well, I didn't say I'll just take anything. Like, we have to agree on the terms, and it was great stuff. It was just wasn't stuff that I needed. So, but if it works for us, then I love that. That's one of my favorite ways to do, any kind of exchange is barter and trade. So always open to it. Let me know if you've got something like that. But anyway, we'll move on from this. I just want one more thing.
Well, can I just say one more thing about it?
Go for it.
So I think barter and trade is valuable and really beautiful and right, and such a powerful currency. But also, Lindsay has put a lot of time into this already.
It's true.
So we want to also honor her and support her in her efforts of stepping out and being a leader and putting this together and listening to the feedback and being flexible and adjusting it and really showing up with her heart. So I just wanted to put that out there too. I know you all honor her and love her so much, but she's very modest and she has put a lot of her heart into this already. So
thank you.
Support her in any way that you can. Would be great. Know that you're supporting something much, much bigger.
And I was looking at just like the offerings for it. I'm like, if you paid for each of these things separately, this would be like $1,300.
Oh yeah.
So
I was looking at it too. I was like $1,500 about. Yeah.
Sure. Yeah. So, but like I said, we'll pick the best pieces and see how it works out. So I got this amazing, Christmas time gift to self and gift from Matt Landman. It's a combo of both in the mail today, and this is my Spiro gear, so I'm so excited. Spiro. So this is silver lined EMF protection in a hoodie that is like so comfortable and lightweight but warm and awesome. So all these EMF radiation that we're just swimming in all day, like this is protecting all of my vital organs all day long when I wear it. And I love it so much. I just got it today, so I just have to show it off to you guys. I also got this cool beanie that is also matches, so I can wear them as a thing. And then I also really love the cell phone pouch, you know, especially if you're somebody who is not super stoked that there might be COVID tracking applications on your phone that you didn't allow or ask for. This turns your phone, it's completely a Faraday cage if I put my phone in it right now. I've tested it. People have called me and I've put my phone in the bag while it's ringing and it immediately stops. It's like severed connection. Nothing can get through. So this is really cool too. I've got 2 of them now. So go to spiroprotectionclothing.com if you want to grab this for you or your loved ones, especially if you're pregnant. EMF radiation in this country has not been tested, but in Germany and Japan, you know, they've done tons of studies on this, and it's very obvious that the fetal development is the most sensitive to this radiation. And so Matt makes these really cute sort of skirts that like go around your little bump and protect the baby. And his whole goal is to protect children and women and, you know, developing fetuses, and you know, the hoodies are just like a perk, but he really loves that. So he tries to make those as affordable as possible. And I mean, it's literally silver lined. So when you go and you look at the price and you're like, whoa, what? Just remember that silver is a precious metal and it's filling this shirt. So just keep that in mind. And I just hope everyone goes and checks it out and protects themselves and their loved ones. And then we will finally get to the show.
I know, I'm like ready to go on the side and order it.
Yeah, it's so I love this. The shirts are awesome too. I have a shirt. I have like all this Spiro gear. It's rad. But anyways, back to you, Catherine. We always start with a pointless question of the episode, and so today I wanted to ask you, because this is time of year that I like start to want to play board games and card games all the time. Like that's just what I want. That's just like my brain is trained for this. And so I was going to ask you what your favorite board game or card game. You can go whatever way. Or both.
Okay, so I don't know who has ever played this game, but I love the game Set. Oh. Have you played this game?
I have played that game, and I'm not amazing at it. It's all like mathematical and shapes and colors, right?
Well, I wouldn't describe it as mathematical, but yeah, I think it's my creative brain that like goes to town.
The people I know.
Yeah,
who are good
it's
at this
shapes,
game.
patterns, shapes, patterns.
Number?
Yeah, that's it. Texture.
Well,
like
pattern.
Yeah, so there's like clear, colored, pattern, different shapes.
Yeah.
And numbers. Yeah, you're right. There's 1, 2, or 3 of them.
It's all of them at
that wouldn't make sense if you've never played it before.
And you have to go look at it. It's actually a really fun game. And
yeah. And I also really like Boggle.
Boggle's rad. Nice one.
You will not find me playing Scrabble.
No.
Zero offense to anyone who loves Scrabble. Absolutely zero offense. My attention span is like,
plus out. I think you're either like a word game person or you're not. And a lot of people are like, why would I want to play a word game? Like, that's not fun. That's work.
Yeah, but Boggle is like,
yeah, that's a word game. That's different.
Yeah, it's like your cake and you can eat it too. It's like, but it's fun and it's fast and it's, you don't have to have like the largest vocabulary, which I've never been a reader. So I love my vocabulary, but it's not going to match up to someone who loves words.
I'm going to out myself as a total dork, and I'm like the exact opposite of your game, which is Settlers of Catan, which is just like intense. It's not like the full-on RPG board game style where it's like really truly intense, but it's pretty intense, it's pretty long, and you have to find other people who want to play it, and that's the hardest part. That's my favorite game. People are like, oh my god.
Yes, I would just probably bring good snacks and some paper and colors to your
like
game night.
And like every once in a while you look over. Ooh, someone beautiful. In the chat just got Frankenskies from Matt Landman. Nice. Yeah, Matt is so giving. If any of you guys reach out to him, he'll probably
Aw.
give you a copy of Frankenskies if you want to see it for free. But he does such good work in the world. And everybody send Matt your love right now and visualize him well, healthy and well in every way. And that'll be very good. So, Katherine, for the people, I think a lot of people in the audience have probably been here before or even had classes with you. But I want to both, I don't know when you want to share the offer that you have. You maybe want to do that now. And then I also want for you to remind people just what you do and why you do it and what it's all about.
When I'm not playing board games.
Yeah, when we're not playing Catan set.
Well, hi everyone. I'm so grateful to connect to everybody who I'm connecting to again. Thank you for coming back, for tuning in, for opening your heart to receive powerful, loving messages from your animals and more. And for those of you who I'm meeting for the first time, hi, it's really a pleasure to meet you. I guess I'll just share a little bit about myself, not to make it about me, but a little bit about what I do and how I feel like maybe I could support and offer you love and share this with you and why I like to share it. So I'm a Tao practitioner. I've been studying for about 8 years. Tao as in the source, as in oneness. It's not religious based. It's open to every belief you could possibly want to bring to it. It's focusing on the love and the light and the source and the creation. And I love it so much. And I discovered this through my own search for healing because I was diagnosed with thyroid cancer. I know a lot of people have thyroid issues. I mean, 1 out of like 5 people. That's crazy. Or something like that. Yeah. And I know you and I are included in that. Yeah. So I was about 27 and it just was like an awakening for me. I was always interested in tarot and astrology. And I actually loved to go be with the angels and the beings in churches and stuff when I was younger. I'd go to church with anyone. And I would just be like, because I could actually see the angels and the heavens animals and everything through my spiritual channels, right? And what I didn't know was occurring back then is that I was actually hearing animals and connecting to them in a way that was very special for me, that would later come forward to be of service. And hopefully tonight we'll be able to offer this service to anyone who wants to receive. Yay!
I get so excited
because
for people.
I know, I just love it. I'm so grateful for this opportunity. Thank you, everyone. So, I was just being a child, so I was just in my world, so I didn't really know any different. And what happens is we slowly start to become more and more a human and participating on earth in more human ways. We tend to that drops off a little bit. Sometimes our spiritual channels can even close or shift and we're not as tuned in. We're not in our magical world as much. So that's kind of what happened to me. With me. And then when I got diagnosed with thyroid cancer and Western medicine took out my thyroid and all of these things happened, in a blink of an eye without me really even being in a balanced place to make those decisions, I was like, okay, wait a minute, this is it. There's more. There's more ways for me to receive healing. I instantly got the message that I was going to be able to heal my thyroid, like regrow my thyroid. Ooh. And if I said that to a medical doctor, they probably, some might be open,
yeah,
but not to generalize them, but they'd be like, okay, lady, well, maybe we need to check your dosage and see if you're on the right thyroid medicine. So I am grateful to Western medicine. They did what Western medicine does. They dealt with the matter, right? They dealt with what they know. That's what I participated in. So I jumped into that. I had my thyroid move. I went through tons of grief and sadness around it also. For real. And then I just couldn't find my way with the Western medicine on its own. It just was not going to work for me. And lots of stuff activated for me. And I was seeing darkness and being really scared and not sleeping for weeks because I was afraid my heart was going to stop and all of these things. And this was part of my awakening. And I'm not sure I've shared that deeply before here, but Yeah, I was pretty scared
Oh,
for my life from the spiritual aspect, to be honest. I thought, okay, well, I need to amp up my light and I need to connect to more light, and it's out there. I just need to find it. And so that's what I did. I was on a mission to see how many ways I could possibly heal.
yeah.
And I ended up many years, right, 6 years later, as I started this, it's a journey, right? I mean, that word, it gets used a lot, but really it is.
Yeah.
So I ended up in Hawaii, and I had found a lot of things that worked for me and supported me. And when I really found this Tao healing, which actually is just soul healing, it's just like where we have the power to heal ourselves, and then we can heal and transform on the soul level, the level of information, frequency, vibration, message that could go back from our ancestors, past lifetimes. All these lessons we're learning, and I started to realize more and more about my embodiment and while I was here. And it started to shift. I just started doing the practices and showing up, and it's ancient wisdom. It's wisdom that, um, but really simple techniques started healing myself. And then my need for medicine started to decrease consistently. My emotions were so balanced. And if you have a thyroid issue, like how valuable that is.
Yeah. People don't understand. I'm like,
You're like, I wasn't crazy and like putting my socks in the blender or like whatever crazy. That's gonna sound silly, but it's actually very real.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're like, why did I put this in the fridge? Like, who am I? The other, like, not that long ago, I forgot my own phone number. And I like tried really hard to remember. And I was like, holy shit. Like, I need to get myself together. And yeah.
That used to happen with me with like people's names.
Yeah.
Like even my family members.
Oh,
I'm
God.
like, yeah, I would
like,
just
you.
completely. Yeah,
I know you,
because
but...
your thyroid's anyways.
Yeah.
It participates in the metabolism of every cell and tissue in your entire body. So yeah, everything. And I didn't know that, and Western medicine did not prepare me for that.
They don't teach you anything.
No, and it's really not in the job that they have now, the part that the doctors play. It's really not a part. They're really going above and beyond what they can do if they're doing that these days.
Yeah,
which is unfortunate. Yeah, I really had to do my own research. I had to go to conferences. I was nuts. Like, honestly, I really was like, I either check myself in or I go on a search for healing and find my path. So luckily, some people do both. Yeah, sometimes they're the same, which is fine. So I started feeling better. And through this process, my channels started to open again.
Wow.
In the light. Yeah. So obviously I was seeing dark and they were kind of opening, but they were like opening in a new way. And I was starting to see different things and aligning in a different way and receiving messages. I became a practitioner so I could facilitate, positive change for other people, which has been the most amazing thing in my life ever. And my ability to communicate with animals, very specifically, the soul potential, to communicate with animals for me, and I'm not excluding anybody. I don't think I'm extra super special. Many of you could really potentially also have this, but it is part of my karmic purpose is to serve the animals, and that ability stepped forward so much so that actually I didn't even really recognize it, because again, it was just like part of how it was happening for me, and people around me were like, yeah, that's not what everybody's getting. Yeah. And so you should really help people with that. So I think what happened was when I really decided that I was gonna get over myself, because honestly I had the reaction, I'm like, I love animals, but I'm like, I want to like just do something else or something. Yeah. Totally. I'm like, I want to like be able to whatever it was that I thought was more important, right? And I ended up with my abilities, the strongest ones that I have are to communicate and connect with animals on earth, and also heaven's animal guides, and also channel art. And I just had the mindset that probably been handed down to me that like, that is not going to save the world. But you know, Lindsay knows, I know, yes, it is.
Yes, it is.
It's all part of it. It's not separate from anything. So, and so are each of your gifts, really, truly. Every one of you has a gift. And, you know, we realize it when we realize it. And sometimes we have to go through some painful ownership of it. Like, honestly, I was just like, really? And then I was like, are you seriously complaining about this gift?
Yeah, because so many people would be like, please let me do something like that. And you're like, oh, this again, or whatever.
I'm like, oh, but how come I can't? No. So that was part of it too, right? I had to really work through that. And then once I decided, okay, cool, I'm going to get over myself, because this is not about me, and I'm going to step into my power and ability to serve others, and I'm going to dedicate myself to figuring that out and having the courage to do it, because also some people think you're nuts.
Yeah.
And you know, even people who are very close to me, even some of my family members, I'm not as open about one-on-one talking to them about it. Because I don't want to make anyone uncomfortable also, but I can't hide, right? I also can't hide. So you know, I also have to open my heart to share with others too. It is. We're all discovering and we're all figuring out this new earth, this new way that everything's going to go down, right? So we get to do it together, which is the best part. And I had to release a lot of self-judgment. And then also even sometimes I'm like, can I really do this? You know, that comes up, the testing, right? So when I got my own little doggy, who I wonder if he'll say hi. Bing. All I see is a pile of blankets. And I know that he's in there somewhere. I have a little chihuahua who hopefully you'll get to meet. He's
the coolest chihuahua on the planet. He really is.
Well, and you know, people always tell me he's the calmest chihuahua.
He is. He's just like a chill, like forest, like he's got the strongest presence of any chihuahua I've ever met, and he's just like so chill. And I'm like, this is rad. He's such a cool guy.
He's like,
yes.
But I've been working with him. He was actually brought as a tiny little puppy to the center I was going to.
He's so sweet.
And this is how he came to me. And he is my teacher.
Yeah.
Huge. And we've spent many lifetimes together. And for those of you who don't connect to that, it's okay. Just let that go. But for those of you who do and have had that experience and connection, you know, we've spent lifetimes together. And he really is my greatest teacher, because he has been able to communicate with me and really show me how helpful, practical, and beautiful it can be to have this communication on this level with your pet. And he's really encouraged me to share that with others. And we're side by side on our journey together. I'm always talking to him about how can I serve the animals more? What do you think I should do? You know, and he helps me. And so, I started sharing it more and more with people. And I realized, you know, I'm very empathic. Like I can really feel. So when someone's having this feeling, I'm like, wow, this is actually healing this person's heart to hear this message from their animal. And how special is that? And sometimes, you know, really when it gets down to it, like the other day, there's a 3-year-old cat who all of a sudden was vomiting nonstop, had been in different pet hospitals. They were trying to find out what's wrong with her. They had done an explorative surgery on her to see if there was a blockage in her stomach. No. She was on anti-nausea medicine, feeding tube, and you know, she was a foster kitty, so if she didn't improve, she was going to get euthanized. And so her foster mom, how beautiful is this, got a private session with me. I got right away that we just needed to really focus on healing. So I brought out my, you know, arsenal of tools and went for it and communicated with her and basically told her, like, this is it. Like, we have to transform or you're going to cross over. So you can decide, but I'm here to help you. And we did 2 sessions. Yeah. After the first session we did, it was a half an hour of healing practice. The sessions are usually an hour. We did the reading because I had to figure out what was going on.
Yeah.
And she wasn't ready to go. She needed help. So we did a half an hour, I think, at least, of practice. And the next day she ate without throwing up for the first time in 10 days.
Ooh, bigger chills. That's so rad.
We did another session that next night. The next day, she got her feeding tube taken out. And then she went home. And she still has some stomach things she's working out.
Wow.
But she lived.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, what a beautiful thing.
So I know, I'm like, okay, so yeah, I'm gonna be irritated by this. No,
Yeah.
now I'm fully like, on my knees every day, like, thank you that I get to do this. So it's just powerful work. Yeah, and it's beautiful to experience. So sorry if I talk too much.
No,
but
you never have to apologize. We love hearing all of these things, and it's beautiful too, because like you said, that you're also working with the heart of the people who are connected to this experience. It's not just that the animals get to have transformation, but the people do too. And Regan in the class is, pointing out that he's attended a few of your classes and how life transforming those have been for him. And I feel the same with the work that I've been able to do with you, is transform my own life. And I try to share it as often as I can with people, without like totally piling on. But anybody who has not experienced it can't really understand maybe, but hopefully they hear some stories like that and start to be like, and I like also that, Emily Atwood comes on the show sometimes and she does some ancestral healing stuff. And she always points out that, you pull one thread on one of these knots, and it seems like you're I shouldn't say just, but that you're like just getting a cat to be able to be well again and not throw up and not die. But you untied that knot, and who knows how that rippled out to all sorts of other knots in the world, of possible darkness. And then who knows what else released, and who knows as time goes on what else releases. And you can't really measure the ripples,
That's such a good point. And let me just tell you this. I'm going to say this with confidence because I just know it's the truth. If you have a pet, this is not your first time with them, and you are connected to them, like past life, ancestrally. It's a big deal.
I think so.
And they take our stuff on. So when we're healing them, you're literally healing the person. There's no separation in that unconditional service and love they have. They will take on, I always joke, but it's serious. Like, I have a calmest chihuahua in the world, right? But if I see something's going on with him, I know right away that's an indication for me to check in with myself and see what I'm not paying attention to, where my anxiety level is at, what fears could be coming up for me.
Yeah.
What am I rejecting? What am I, whatever it is that he's going through. Sometimes his body will get frozen, and I'll just be like, okay, what's happening? What am I stopping myself from moving forward in? And I can give him a blessing. I can give myself a blessing. Really, you do heal. And you're right. Who knows what that thread is connected to? So I do have a very special offer for Rogue Ways.
Yay! Yeah, I'm so excited for this. I really love it. We have someone else too. Phoenix Aurelius also has a Rogue Ways only discount in his store, and I think it's so generous and so amazing. I'm awesome. Sorry, I just ruined the surprise.
Okay, so I have a coupon for y'all for my store on my website, which can include really anything I offer. I will very soon have more classes scheduled for the new year. I kind of scheduled them through the end of the year already, and you can see what's up there. But I'm doing some very exciting, and this can be for your pets or also those of you who join us for the spirit animals. Because it's actually kind of one for me. I'm connected to both very, very, very strongly. I want to serve both. So there's private sessions, there's group healing sessions, there's all kinds of things on there. There's New Year's readings, which basically can be whatever you want it to be. It can be for your pet, it can be for you and your pet, it can be for your relationship you have with your pet, it could be to hear from your spirit guide and what they want to tell you for the new year. It can be Akashic record reading style. It could be all of those. There's half an hour sessions. Anyways, Rogue Ways. Are you ready? The drum roll. The coupon is just Rogue Ways.
Rogue Ways.
And it is 25% off.
Wow. That's massive.
It's 25% off.
Wow.
Yeah.
And that's for anything that you offer?
That's for anything I offer, and I have that going through the new year. So after the new year, I want to keep a Rogue Ways special going on, but we'll just check in and see, because who knows what we'll be up to. Yeah, next. So yeah.
That's so generous of you. Thank you. I'm very excited.
Oh, my pleasure.
Because I know sometimes there's people out there who are like, I want to book a session. Oh, I don't know, money, I don't know. And then things like that come along. They're like, I'm finally going to do it. And once you do it, you realize you should have done it anyway, because it's worth a lot more than you charge for it. That's for sure. It's priceless, really. Truly. And again, you can listen to us talk about it, but until you really like experience it, you won't actually know.
Yeah, which we're going to get into, right?
Yes. And I want to say too, that there's a lot of people, I think if people like just come to Rogue Ways, or maybe if they're just seeing you for the first time, whether it's on Rogue Ways or not, there's a lot of people who are very skeptical. I'm a very skeptical person, actually. And I always approach everything, because there's so many people who are, I don't know, whatever they're doing, it's not very genuine, or it's not very effective, or both. And you know, I wouldn't have someone on my show like that, A, and B, everybody, I can attest to it. I've experienced it with you. Everybody who's seen you on the show has experienced it and knows, and it's just very, very profound. So we're truly blessed and very lucky to have this access, and what a generous gift. 25% off is amazing. Thank you. And I want to say, before we started the show, I went and made myself some tea. And the message is amazing. It's
the essence of life is to communicate love.
I was like, that is so this entire show and your entire, world. Like, I love it. I was like, perfect. Nice job, T. Well played.
Yeah, well played, T. Stars align.
Exactly. A little nod from God.
Well, and I just feel like I want to speak to that a little bit about you saying, people being skeptical. And I just want everyone to know that I love you no matter what. And my heart is open to you. And it's okay.
Yeah, you should be skeptical.
I mean, I am not that person, because I just feel it. And I just, I don't know. I'm not. It's just me. I've never been a skeptical person. I'm just like, okay, yes, or okay, nah, and just move on with my life. I don't want anyone to feel like I'm trying to prove something to them or convince them of anything ever. I just want to share the love. So
just why it's so transformative.
Yeah. And when we receive the messages, even if it's not your pet, and even if you're really not sure about it, how I'm doing it, or if it's real, the messages that come through share a very powerful message that's valuable, that there is value of love. And so, I mean, that's always what I'm just saying, that because that's just been my experience. And, of course I know it's real, because I could not make this stuff up. Yeah. Some of the stuff that comes out, I'm just like,
huh?
Even I'm like, seriously? I just get blown away by what occurs, weekly. And that's part of why I think my heart also feels so passionate to continue to share it, because you just never know what the possibilities are. And we're also interconnected, and the animals are so very special to us. And anyway, I just welcome everybody to listen. And, if I say something in a reading for you that you're not sure about, or you can't think about, because they like to share their numbers with me and color and different things. And if it's something you can't think about, my guidance would be just to just completely let it go.
And like
Yeah.
you said, a lot of times it sometimes comes back to you like however much later and you're like, oh my
It
God.
almost always
Like,
does.
yes, so you brought up
That's why I'm so confident about Let It Go, because I mean, I will get emails from people from like a year later
Yeah.
being like, oh my gosh, I finally get it. And
get
I'm like, perfect, you know?
You had an animal come up for me once that I'm not sure. Well, I guess it turned out to be a dog from my book, but I realized later I'm like, oh, that could have been Thor or Freya, these two dogs that are super important in my life that I just didn't think of them, and I felt so guilty then, and I had to do this whole like forgiveness thing with myself and with their souls because I was like, I'm sorry if that was you. It's not that I don't love you or didn't remember you. I just like was not expecting that, I guess. Like, I don't know. Anyway, so I relate to it. It took me a while. It was like weeks later. I was like, oh, what if that was them? And they were probably like, oh, sure, yeah, I'm a dog in a book, whatever. I don't know. Just say hi to her, silly, or something. I don't know.
They just want you to get the message. So however you get it, they don't really care.
And that's what I get when I was doing that like forgiveness practice. They're like, whatever, hey, high five, what's up? Like,
yeah,
unconditional love. We're pretty lucky. So I don't know what we want to do today. We've got a bunch of people in the chat.
well, let's do it. I mean, we have some time. I know I'm having to end a little bit, and sometimes you and I can go on, which is always fabulous.
Yeah.
Tonight is maybe not one of those nights,
shorter.
but you know, it will be a little bit shorter. But join the brightness.
Yes.
What's it called? Sorry.
It's the 3 days of brightness.
3 days of brightness.
But we're thinking we might make it 1 day of brightness.
3 days in one. The lifetimes of brightness.
Yes. An eternity of brightness.
It's you know, to experience more, because I'm happy to be participating in that. So
excited for that.
I just want to explain a little bit how I received the messages, because I think people get interested in that, and it kind of helps.
Good point.
Get out of the mind and just, you know, we all receive messages in different ways. I have a friend who sees signs that literally say messages all the time. That's not me. I just don't, you know, like, and if I do, I'm not paying attention to it at all. But I get messages through my spiritual channels, and I really, I'm very grateful, and I spend a lot of time to really purify, because I really want to carry, you know, receive the highest messages and the most accurate messages, right? Because that's going to be the better service for everybody involved. And so with the animals, they're so adorable. They often show me numbers, or they show me things in my spiritual eye or my third eye, right? And then they also give me like a knowing or a sense of something, or just know, like, raise your hand. Everybody's probably had some experience of that. I feel like more and more people experience that. And that's the hardest one to like legitimize.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, when it's for you. But when it's for an animal, you know, and it's something you don't know, it's not coming from your mind, you know, or whatever. And then they also like to really speak through me, which, you know, they just let me speak. They speak through me, and it's my voice, but it's really their message. And sometimes it bounces back between all of them. Yeah. And so that's how it happens. So we'll create the field really quickly. And if you want to hear a message from your animal, just put in the chat the name of your animal. So I'm connecting on the level of heart and soul, right? So it's not like we're calling a soul to leave anywhere. We're actually just connecting. Like if I thought of somebody with all of my heart, they would probably feel it, right? And they might even call me or like run into me, or, you know, something crazy like that. So this is a very intentional, and, you know, I have studied this for many years, and really I do it safely. I know people sometimes get concerned and send me emails and say like, don't connect to be, don't channel things. And I really appreciate that. But I really am aware of that. So I thank you. So I'm just putting that out there. So we're not going to be connecting to anything dark or negative or anything. We're connecting in the highest way that we possibly can. And what was I going to say? Oh, so put your pet's name. So I need to know who I'm communicating with. So the pet's name is helpful, but there might be a lot of pets named like Sadie or Buddy, and there might be all kinds of different animals.
Bella.
So then, yeah, Bella, those are all, I love those names. So put your animal's name, the type of animal they are, and if you have a specific question, you can put it. And if you don't, then just you can put general or don't put anything, and you'll just receive what you receive. So I'm going to show you how you can do this with me. We're going to call in your pets. We're going to connect to them, heart and soul. And then we're going to actually create a field of frequency and vibration to connect all of us together. And it kind of activates the communication. And we're going to do this using a mantra that I think many of you would probably be familiar with, because I know Lindsay really likes using it as a tool to raise your frequency and vibration. And it's called Love, Peace, and Harmony. So I'll sing that for everybody. It really does carry a positive message and frequency and vibration. And the reason it's so effective with our animals, I don't mean like we possess them, but our animal friends, is that they communicate in frequency and vibration and through their senses. And so play this for your pet if you can. Even if you're kind of like, I don't know, whatever about it, because the thing is, they don't think about it like that in their mind. They just instantly connect to their frequency and vibration.
Yeah.
And you wonder why I have the calmest chihuahua in the whole entire world, is because he has probably only gone a few days in his life without listening to this song. I just play it for him. I don't know if you can hear it, but I just play it for him 24/7. Ping, you want to say hi?
I usually am playing it all the time too, and right now it's one of the rare moments I'm not, so it's kind of weird.
That's all right.
You'll fill this space, yeah.
Yeah, I'm playing it also. So just tune in, and if you're with your pet, you can kind of keep an eye on them while we sing it and see if they respond, because sometimes they have a really beautiful responses to it. Yeah. So we'll do that, and then we'll start connecting. We'll start communicating. I'll go into a bit of a silence, and we'll just go for it. So make sure you put the name of your pet, the type of animal they are, and if there's anything you're curious about. There's some things that I'm really not allowed to ask or talk about spiritually, and sometimes it's like if a pet was killed by somebody or something like that, I don't know, I just get blocked from knowing it. So I'm just putting that out there.
Yeah,
because a lot of people recently have been asking me about that. Yeah, it's sad. But yeah, and I can connect to pets who have crossed over. I guess that's important to say.
Yeah, I don't know if we have or not. Now people know.
Now you know, because the soul is the soul, right? Yeah. Okay. So I'm going to close my eyes, and you're invited to participate in whatever way you feel is good for you. I'm going to put one hand over my heart and one hand over my lower abdomen. And I know Lindsay is jotting down some names and stuff, so I appreciate that.
Okay.
Let's take some nice breaths. And we're just going to visualize golden light in our lower abdomens. And we're just going to say hello. So this is a really cool, it's called the soul power. It's a really cool technique I learned from a really amazing healer and humanitarian, and I love using it. So we'll say, dear the soul. You can repeat after me. Dear the soul.
Dear the soul.
Heart, mind, and body.
Heart, mind, and body.
Of. And now you name the pets you want to connect with. I love you.
I love you.
Honor you and appreciate you. I invite you to please come and join us. Receive the love and the nourishment.
Receive love and nourishment.
Receive my gratitude and love.
Receive my gratitude and love.
Please offer your message to me.
Please offer your message to me.
So take a moment to go into your heart and just communicate from your heart, whatever it is you want to ask. You don't even have to put it in the chat. If you want to test it and silently ask a question and see if that's what comes through, you can try that. Yeah. Beautiful. And I'm going to sing this song as we connect. Lula, lula, lee. Lula, lula, la la lee. Lula, lula, la lee, lula. Lula, lee, lula. Lula, lee, lula. I love my heart and soul. I love all humanity. Join hearts and souls together. Love, peace, and harmony. Love, peace, and harmony. How means all is perfect. It's a good way to end it or begin it. Thank you.
That's beautiful.
So check in with your heart. How do you feel? Let us know if your pet had a response.
Yeah. I had some pets come up. We've got 4 people who are requesting so far.
Okay, perfect.
And I don't know. Do you want to jump into it?
Yeah.
Okay. We've got sorry, I think it's Baudido Bear. And his dog. I'm saying his. I don't know either of your. I don't know anybody's genders really. So please correct me if I'm wrong. But Oscar the dog for Baudido Bear. And
okay.
That was from D Live. So if you commented before that and I didn't see you, I don't think anyone did. I think I got everyone.
Okay.
All right.
Okay, so Baudido Bear, just, really connect to Oscar with your heart, connect to the love. And I am going to be silent for a minute, especially this initial one, because I really want to get out of the way and let the message come through, right? So I'll do my best.
So much so that you don't even remember sometimes afterwards, right? You're like, sure it happened.
Well, luckily you could rewatch this.
That's true.
Yeah, sometimes I really don't know. Yeah. So right away he's showing me the number of 13. Dearest, my beloved one, I love you. It brings tears to my eye to know how much you love me, and I love you. It is like we are in our own secret club. You know my heart very well. Even when others have doubted me, you have always known what I am capable of. Thank you. Thank you for being my advocate and for loving me so wholeheartedly. It is beyond my comprehension, truly, to be so loved. I am proud of you and the steps that you are taking at this time to improve your life and to honor your gifts. And I'm seeing actually like an amethyst, like so many crystals.
Wow.
In an amethyst. I don't know if that makes sense to you. And I'm seeing also a brown teddy bear. That's like a little bit, he's been around. It could have either been belonged to Oscar or maybe a childhood, a bear from your childhood, maybe the age of 7 or 3 to 7 or something like that. There's a lot of healing happening for you right now, for that age of you.
Oh.
And Oscar has really opened your heart. I feel like Oscar's older, or I don't know if he's still with you physically. I get that feeling, but he's not really telling me for sure. He's like, I'm infinite.
I'm everywhere.
You know, he's like, I'm not buying into this age thing. Which might be part of his personality, which you might connect with. He loves you, you know, so dearly. It really is very heart touching. And it's like a brotherhood that you have. You know, it doesn't matter if you're identify as a female or male or whatever. It's just this brotherhood, kind of in the collective sense of brotherhood. You know, I didn't mean to say it didn't matter what you identify as. I just meant like regardless of what you identify as. Yeah. It's very deep. You know, some people have this connection to like their cousins.
Yeah.
It's like your ride or die, kind of like this connection.
When you said secret club, I was like, that is so adorable. I love that. I could just picture it and feel it. Like,
and I see a lifetime where, you know, you're a part of something together that was very special and was not easy for either of you. It feels very like a long time ago on Earth, where you were really almost like part of, I can't quite find the right word for it because I don't want to label it a certain way, but you were protecting something in your, it doesn't feel so military, but it has that same, like you had to kind of go to battle for something to protect and guard something true and good and pure. And you did it with the purest intentions, but it was not an easy journey for either of you. And you were there to help each other, and you really kept each other from getting lost in that lifetime.
wow, how beautiful.
Yeah, and I just see gigantic, stained glass butterfly wings.
Beautiful.
Yeah. So you get to be together in a different way in this life, and you know, many times you've connected. Yeah, and your ancestors are very connected. It is like your family. Yeah. How?
Oh, wow.
And purple, lots of purple. Yeah.
Yeah, and the amethyst and in the stained glass.
Oh yeah, yeah. I forgot about. See, I already forgot about the amethyst. It was giant, like, you know, like you would just get it from the earth, kind of amethyst. It wasn't like refined.
I wonder if that's part of what was being protected.
Yeah, I don't know, but it's definitely the frequency and the quality of what their connection is also. And I
Yeah.
feel like you might be working with crystals. I don't know if you are or not. But whatever it is you're opening your heart to, you're like, do it.
Yeah.
Like just in good, do it with your heart, do it with your highest intention. And those fears and stuff that come up are ready to be released, really, truly. And you've been through it. You've been through some really tough stuff before. And you didn't get lost. So maybe you needed to hear that. I don't know. I was really, somebody did.
That was very possibly life transforming just right there. That one went really deep. I mean, they all do. Did I already say I'm very surprised I wasn't crying already, because right at the beginning of that I was like, oh God, it's so beautiful. I love it. I just love to be here and be a part of it. I can't imagine being you and actually having that all come like directly through, and then the person who's receiving it, I know, is always so touched too. Baudido Bear says, yeah, he's old, but he acts like a pup. So that,
yeah.
And then
that makes sense.
He's an English lab, so I do think he's royalty, and the worn teddy bear thing connected. So thank you.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
Feel free.
What I wonder about, did he say how old he was? Because didn't he tell us 15 or 13 or something?
And then he also said something about 7. And I was like, I wonder if the bear was 7 for 7 years, or I don't know. So yeah, if any of that makes sense, let us know about Dido Bear.
It's just fun to know. And sometimes more information comes through if you share something, confirmation. Yeah.
Cool.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you.
Oscar. Oh, I love Oscar. Thank you for letting me connect to Oscar. It was funny because I was almost getting the feeling of like this kind of funny dog, but also he's kind of like, I know he's not, but he's almost like a hound dog, he's like, he gets right to the bottom of it. It was very interesting.
I love it.
Yeah.
Oh, Baudido Bear says thank you. And next we have
thank you.
Up. I wrote this down all wrong, I think. So let me just go check it. Okay. Grace Space is the user or the chatter, and Grace Space would like to connect with Miss Madison, the Cat Queen.
Gray as in the color, or Grace as in
Gray, the color.
Miss Madison, the Cat Queen.
The Cat Queen.
I wonder if Gray's had a lot of cats, because there's a lot of cats around you. So many cats were like, my turn,
Wow.
It's like, okay. And I also see a raccoon.
Oh, and Graceface does have a specific message. I want her to know that I'll miss her, and I'll be back in a while. So Graceface is going on a journey, and Miss Madison's going to stay, I think.
That's a really beautiful, beautiful consideration. Honestly, from a lot of the animals that I've connected to, they really just want to know what's going on, because they have like basically signed a contract to like be with you and like serve you. And so, if you just to them just kind of disappear,
like, I'm not doing it.
Yeah. And sometimes, when we sit and we talk to them, they understand our frequency and vibration, and on a soul level, they get the message. So yeah, I'll share a little bit how to do that. I'll miss her, and I'll be back soon.
Miss her and be back soon. Yeah, I did it with the chickens the other day. I looked up and I saw this hawk that likes to try to eat them. And so I just don't think they notice it that often. So I was like, oh, you guys, the hawk, come on, there's a danger. Go inside your pen or whatever. And they just like looked at me and looked at the pen and like went in. I was like, it worked. It worked. They did it.
Totally.
They don't always do what I asked them, but I think when they understand that it's like, actually, this is your life on the line, they're like, okay, we'll do it.
Right. And, sometimes they're listening to their guides, and sometimes they know better, and sometimes they're just...
Good point.
not paying attention.
Yeah, like busy.
Or we're not connected in a balanced way that they can receive it, and they're like working out and calculating how to balance the energy rather than actually receiving the message. Does that make sense?
That makes total sense to me.
I don't know. That's kind of some new wisdom that
It's
just
very,
came out in that
it's
moment.
very nuanced. Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay. Miss Madison, the cat queen. Okay, so this is how we communicate with our pets. So gray space, you can follow along with me. So we'll say, dear the soul, heart, mind, and body. Soul, heart, mind, and body. Of Miss Madison, the cat queen. I love you, honor you, and appreciate you. Please come forward for this communication. Thank you. And now you say what you need to say to her. For example, I love you so much. I miss you. I will miss you. I'm going to be going away for, tell her how long if you know. I will return. And I will hold you in my heart and think of you when I'm gone. And I'll make sure that you're taken care of. Tell her who's going to take care of her. She likes the person who's going to take care of her. She just told me. I don't know if you told her who it was, but she knows. And then, give her some things you want her to do. Be nice. Lay on the top of the couch. She would like if you'd leave something out for her that smells like you.
Oh,
I see just like a t-shirt on your bed or something.
so sweet.
Okay, so she's got the message. So this is what's powerful about doing the field and connecting. Did you get her new food? She says, she's saying something about the new food. So she likes the new food, but she would like if you could mix the new and the old food, if that's a possibility. And are there special treats that she gets when you're gone? She's excited about that. If you've gotten her any kind of special treat, or she would request some. I mean, she is the queen after all. And this is another thing that's cool, because whatever we name our pets, whatever we call them, right? Just like humans, it really does also carry a frequency and vibration and shares a message with them and communicates something. So like if you named your dog something unpleasant, law of attraction, all of these things share. It's the same kind of idea.
I've seen it.
Yeah, like if you name, if it's ironic, that's one thing. But if you name your dog, Beast, or Naughty, or people name their animals really interesting things. Yeah, they can act that way. So this is actually, a really beautiful name, and I love it.
Yes.
I think it's fabulous. And so she's going to act that way. Miss Madison, the cat queen, but she's also very playful and humble. Yeah. So if you have a polka dotted scarf or necktie or something like that, it's like red with like polka dots on it. She really likes that. She just likes the way it feels and looks. And I know they see differently than we do, but color also carries a frequency and vibration. So if that resonates with you, you could maybe leave that out for her. She would like that. And she's just like, I'll be here lounging around and investigating the house. Are you wanting her to stay inside while you're gone? So tell her that if you are. Let her know that she's asking if she's going to get to go outside. I don't know if you normally let her outside, but I know she does want to go outside. I'm guessing she kind of gets whatever she wants, but let her know if she's not going to be able to. just so she knows. It will cause her less anxiety. She'll just know what to expect. Yeah, and then, if you're going to be gone longer than 3 days, like maybe set a timer on your phone or however you roll, just to take a moment to connect to her and send her love. Think about her. Maybe look at a picture of her on your phone or something and just take a minute to like really send her love with your heart. She'll feel it. So yeah, I mean, you could do that every day. She would love that. But sometimes we forget when we're traveling. So you can set yourself an alarm. I hope that was helpful.
Yeah, sounds hella helpful. She already said leaving the clothing is a good idea. Thank you. I did that when I was gone too with the chickens, and we were gone for a long time. I think it was like 3 weeks, and probably once a day or more, honestly. But at least every few days, I know I would intentionally just like sit, think about them, send them love, like I love you guys, and I really did feel it coming back too. Where they were like, oh, thanks, like for checking in or whatever, and everything's good, and it's nice. I love that instantly she's like, oh, I know who's going to take care of me, and I like them. Good choice.
And even it could be more than one person, huh? But it's okay.
Yeah.
She's good with it.
So we've got 20 minutes, 2 more people. We'll see who we can get to.
Yeah, we can get to them.
Yeah. I don't think anyone else requested. So next we have Charlie the dog. And Charlie the dog's owner is Bradley H. And Bradley actually says that you've connected with Charlie the dog before.
I was going to say, I already recognize this soul. I could feel it.
And
Bradley H.
Charlie the dog. And Bradley says...
was it on Facebook, I wonder?
I think so, because I don't recognize Bradley H's name, so it must have been from your live stream. And he wants to know how he is doing on the other side. And then we're going to get to My Girl 67.
Yeah.
And
thanks, everybody, for letting me take my time to connect. I'm so grateful. Okay. Charlie is going to have a beautiful message for all of us. So instantly he was just showing me, because I've connected to him before, so we have this connection. So he's like, here I am. Really, everybody just close your eyes and just allow yourself to feel. I'm just going to let the energy come through. And if you can't feel it, it's okay too. But he just wants to share his love. So just receive this. Yeah. Did you feel something?
I did.
Yeah. He just has a very pure heart. Yeah, and lots of strength. Did you feel the strength in his heart?
Yeah, and like a joyous, like running exuberance or something. Really fun.
So he's having a great time. And he was showing me a lot of flowers, a lot of rainbows, light, lots of light. And he's preparing, he's having fun. He's receiving the rewards of his service from this life. And, Bradley, I don't know how you connect to the idea of there being multiple lifetimes. But he's preparing, possibly the next 8 months or something, he might come back. And he could come back in a different embodiment. Yeah, and I don't know if he'll come back to you, but it's sometimes nice to just know they're going to be back, But he's learning what he needs to learn. And whether or not he's here in a different embodiment, it doesn't change your connection that you have on a soul level. Yeah. And he just says, thank you. And I don't know. He's saying something. This is what I get kind of silly about sharing it. He's saying something about candy. I don't know if you really like candy or if you just ate your favorite candy or you're thinking about getting your favorite candy, but he's like, eat candy. And he's showing me those different candy. And do you feel like sometimes you see what and feel what you would see and feel when you would look into his eyes? You feel that from things or other animals, or you just get that feeling, and that's him sending you that message of love and support. And he was a good old boy, and he's very proud of you. There's also a cat that's hanging around, so I don't know if you're connected to like a black no, it's like a gray and white striped cat, but they're friends and they're connected. And I also see he's also showing me like a newish baby. So I don't know if you have a connection to a life that's been recently brought into the world, but he was, present for that. It could also be something that you've created new, and it doesn't necessarily have to be your baby, but that's just what I'm being shown. And there's also a yellow blanket that he's showing me. I don't know if that's special to you. And he's having me hear, "You are my sunshine, my only sunshine." You are my sunshine, my only sunshine. You make me happy when skies are gray. You ever know, dear, how much I love you. Please don't take my sunshine away. So he'll never go away. He is your sunshine. So he wanted me to sing that for you.
That's so sweet. I love it.
I know, they're so wonderful, and I love what they ask me to do. I just feel like it's very special. So thank you again for the chance to connect to Charlie. I hope that was helpful to you. I just see lots of rainbow light, very smiles. I don't know if he smiled, but he's showing me his smile. And yeah, it's good.
I love it. Thank you for singing for Charlie. And thank you, Charlie, for wanting a song. That's like, it's just like the Love, Peace, Harmony song. Any song is carrying a frequency and vibration, and he's like, just shared that with all of us. I mean, you shared it with all of us, but I love it.
Yeah, he really did. And I don't know that song. I am guessing,
must.
So many people know that song. It's probably special to a lot of us, but I don't know, there's something it needed to be shared with Bradley for a reason, and Bradley probably maybe knows why, maybe not.
Yes.
But
maybe, and if not, it'll happen.
Yeah, if not. Yeah.
I'm like smiling so much that my cheeks hurt. Rika the cat. Hold on. Okay, Rika the cat is 19. So Rika the cat has been around. She's a survivor. She's kicking butt. And does she need anything? And this is from My Girl 67. Rika. Bailey is Charlie's mom, by the way, and she just shared that we sang songs to him all day, so it's very cute that he sang back to us.
Oh,
so sweet.
yeah. That is sweet. So I just want to share that obviously I'm not a vet. I'm not a doctor. Cannot diagnose anything. Any information I give you, please. Well, we should do this even when the doctors give us information.
Yeah.
But
Yes, we should.
Just a disclaimer. I'm just sharing what they're sharing with me, and I'm doing it as accurately as I possibly can. And I'm also a human being. So I just wanted to share that because I have some information that Rika is sharing with me. So I just want you to know, like, just feel into it and look into it. But what I got right away is she is needing a little bit more from her water. And I think this is kind of common when they get older. And it's like a supplement you can give them, and it's like hydrating, but it also has minerals. I've seen this before. I haven't actually done a lot of research. I did have a client do some research and send that there was a product like this, so I know that it exists, but it's it kind of it almost thickens their water, so it could be something that you mix in with the water. But it's got like minerals and aminos and different things that she needs for her joints and different things. You could also get something to put in her food if the water thing seems weird. But she does need something to help her absorb the minerals and stuff from her food and her water. She just made me feel like she was kind of thirsty. So she might I don't know if you noticed her drinking a lot of water, but she might not be getting what she could be getting more from her water than she's getting. So looking into something like that, you could even call your vet and ask to say, I think, maybe she's not, don't say, you don't have to say you talk to me, but I mean, it's up to you, but I don't know. That was the one thing. She also likes the sound of water. So I don't know if you have, you can get those little desktop water features or even like an audible thing that sounds like water, but she likes the sound of water. Or even, I don't know if you have like a fan or something that she sits by. She just kind of likes that noise a little bit, but she really likes water, and that would help her too. I'm seeing where she could use some light in her urinary bladder, in her kidneys, and also her spinal column and in her brain, which doesn't mean anything negative. She's just an older cat, right? And so their organs start to go through things. And this is where I'm seeing, which makes sense because in Chinese elements, the water element is the kidneys, the bladder, the ears also. And the kidneys nourish the spinal column and the brain. So that also makes a little bit of sense. Really just a really comfortable place for her to just hang out. That's a little higher than the ground. She wants to be up. It could be somewhere where she could climb easily, like on top of the couch or something. Or even I'm seeing maybe if you have, I'm seeing a ledge. So I don't know if you have something like that in your house. Somewhere you could put like some comfortable bed or something there for her where she could be comfortable, but also feel like she can see and that she's above. There's a security in that for her. And just watch her if she starts to feel less agile, then just make sure that that's a safe place for her. She loves you so much, and I can just hear her meow, meowing. I am seeing, I don't know if you feed her soft food. It's a possibility you could put some supplements, or if you're putting supplements in that for her too. And again, you would just want to make sure that it's something she can have. And I feel like this might be something you're already giving her. Maybe just a food that's enriched and stuff, but you also don't want it to be too hard on her organs either. Warmth and plants. She likes plants. She likes nature. And I don't know, she's just showing me also you holding her like kind of like a baby a little bit. Just talking to her, telling her how much you love her, how amazing she is. It would be really beautiful if you could just tell some stories about your life together to her. Help that heart connection. Any love they can receive, especially when they're getting older, is really powerful for them. It can help them, because part of how we can serve our animals is to help them to clear, right, any negative messages or experiences or vibrations that they might have. So I'm seeing that, the vibration in our kidneys could be higher. And that's normal. Play love, peace, harmony for her would be my advice. I would keep it playing for her 24/7, and you don't have to make it audible even. I like to hear it a little bit. I know Lindsay's the same way, just low.
Just a little.
Yeah. Or if you want to play it loud, you can also. But the ways you can do that is, Lindsay, I don't know if you have any tips on how to do that. Did you download it to something?
Yeah, and I think you can go to the site and download it. I think it's lovepeaceharmony.org, right?
Yeah.
And there's like
lovepeaceharmony.org.
resources, maybe tab, and then something. But I got it from there, and I just have it on my phone as an audio file, and so I listen to it anywhere I am. So when I go out and hang out with the chickens, it's in my pocket just playing. And
yeah. I mean, it is good, especially when you're going out, because it does create a positive frequency and vibrational energy field. So even if, for those of you who are going out into the world, and we don't need to be afraid of anything, but everything has frequency and vibration. And so it's just also a good protection for us. You could even, burn a CD and get a CD player with a repeat button if you want to do old school, spend $25 or whatever to do that. I've done that many times. There's also, you can find it on YouTube and you can just repeat it.
You can find it so many places on YouTube, and you can make a playlist with it over and over again and just let it play.
You could. And there's even just the instrumental, which I love also. It's very beautiful. Obviously the words carry a very beautiful frequency and vibration.
She says, my girl says she was diagnosed with stage 2 kidney disease in September. So you nailed that. Yeah. And the vet has her taking a small amount of Miralax with her wet food, and she'll look into the mineral supplement.
Yeah, and check with your vet. Since she already has a diagnosis, say, I wonder if she's actually getting everything she needs from her water. Is that normal? And what would you recommend? Since she already has a diagnosis. Yeah. She's not in that much pain. She's uncomfortable, but that's kind of normal for that. So if it was scaled to 1 to 10, 10 being like really, really a lot of pain, and 1 being like really not any pain, she's only at like a 3 to a 4 is what she's telling me. And on her bad days, when she's kind of meowing a lot or not really feeling like moving, it's like a 5 or 6. Playing Love, Peace, Harmony can help her with that. It really can help them, because it just keeps the vibration high for them and helps them get through those times. I would play it for her all the time. And I don't always really drive that home, but I'm really getting that for her. I also on my YouTube have a song for healing and transforming fear, which isn't necessarily her issue, but it's connected to the same element. So fear is the emotional aspect of the water element that's connected to the kidneys, and it brings the balance of calm. So you could also utilize that tool, and that's free. That's a blessing that I offer. It's not like professionally recorded or anything, but it's just me singing. And she might also really like you just to kind of really gently rub her ears, and you can just visualize her kidneys and her bladder in light, I would love to connect you privately if you feel like you want to take advantage of the 25% off. I also do group blessing sessions, which makes it a little bit more affordable. And you can join, and it's 45 minutes, and it's like straight 30 minutes of blessings. And that can be really helpful. It brings so much love and light. Actually, what it does is it raises their frequency and vibrational field, and it releases the negative frequency and vibrational. So it can add that positive shift, but it's in a gentle enough way, where it's really supportive. It works really well for aging animals. And if you ever feel like reaching out to me when it does come time to where you think she's ready to say goodbye, we don't have to preemptive do that. But since I have you with me right now, I'll just share with you. I do a lot of that work also, is to support them and really get them whatever they need as soon as possible. There's also some beautiful treasures that are available, light treasures that could be transmitted to her permanently for her kidneys, that would basically just be in there constantly radiating that source love and light and message of healthy kidney. And that could also really make her more comfortable and could help her. So please reach out to me. I have lots of resources and tools, and I love to help the animals. So, and I can tell Rika is very special to you. So
I love that name too, Rika.
I know, it's so cool. I super love it. How was it spelled?
Rikka. I feel like it's Icelandic or something. I don't know.
Rika.
Norse,
Yeah.
Maybe.
I love it.
It's beautiful.
I hope that was helpful.
I'm sure it was.
My girl 67.
My girl 67 says she already downloaded the song, and we'll play it more. Cool. Thank you very much. And she's going to reach out to her vet soon, or to you soon. To you. So good.
Okay.
Yay.
Sure. Yeah.
That's awesome. And everybody else can take advantage of that too. Rogueways is the coupon code, no spaces, just all one word, and 25% off anything is an amazingly generous offer. So thank you for that on behalf of all the animals and the people. And it is 8:33, so I think we should start to close it down. Unfortunately, I know you and I both were like you said earlier, like we would just do this for like 24 hours a day. I mean, I just sit and like watch you do it basically. You make it easy. But we do have to have good boundaries. And so, and you come back every month, which is also very generous of you and your time. And it's usually the second Tuesday. This month we moved it because it just worked better. But otherwise, if people...
Because I was like a pancake.
You had a lot going on.
I was going through a lot of spiritual upliftment, so I was like...
You were leveling up.
Yeah.
It's hard work. That's what people are always like joking. They're like, yeah, no, people think like, I don't know, healing and enlightenment or whatever you want to call it is like all like love and like ponies and whatever. And it's like, it is, but then like you also like dive down to like grab all this crap that you're trying to get rid of. It's like not easy. However you want to describe that. It's a bit rough sometimes. So but it's
I'm
good.
very grateful. I just was not, I would not have been able to be of highest service at that moment.
Yeah.
So I had to acknowledge that. Yeah.
And, what was I going to say? Oh, so if there's anybody out there who's listening to this after the fact and you're like, wait, I want in on that. Like, I want to talk to my animals, then come back on the second Tuesday of January and we will do some more. And also you can just contact Katherine. And Katherine, why don't you share with people where they can get a hold of you and what they can do to seek you out?
Yeah, so any of you who are, participate on Facebook at all, if you do that, I am on Facebook. I go live 3 times a week for a whole hour, usually 45 minutes to an hour. And I do what we do here without quite as much introduction, but I do that 3 times a week, Monday and Friday, 7 p.m. Eastern time, Wednesday at 1 p.m. Eastern time. We make it it's really fun because everyone actually all over the world joins. So I shifted one day to an earlier time because our friends in South Africa and Europe and the UK wanted to join. So I was like, okay. And then in the evening, our friends from Australia join. It's really cool. You can check out my website. If you do, this is where you can apply that promo code, the coupon code. And that is soullightpetservices.org. You can check out there. You can also, you're welcome to message me from there or from Facebook anytime you want to. I also am starting to create more things and more tools and stuff on my YouTube channel. So there's a lot of soul song blessings, pretty much for any emotional imbalance, also for your relationship with your pet or relationship between pets. Also, if one of your pets have crossed over and the other one's experiencing grief and sadness, if you have recently or ever said goodbye to a pet, there are a couple of practices, one to honor your pet, and one to really heal that grief and sadness, which honestly, I mean, you can be carrying that around for 20 years and really the release of that. Lindsay knows she's had that experience. The release of that, there's just nothing like it. You just realize actually what you were carrying around, and your animals want you to be happy and they want to be set free of, you know, also that pain and guilt and stuff that you're carrying around. They don't want you to have that associated with them, or, you know, just to be carrying that around because they love you and they want you to be able to receive their love is really how we heal. So there's a practice about that. I'm going to be throwing up some other videos here soon, now that I'm back camera ready. And I'm not like a mess. And I don't, what else do I say? If you want to follow my dog on Instagram, you can follow Mr.Ping, P-I-N-G-S love, Mr. Ping's love, at Mr. Ping's love. Yeah, I'm happy to connect with you. If there's something that you want to learn, a class you feel like you're more interested in, that you feel like I could create, I am always doing that. People come to me and say, hey, da 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 da. I've also been doing, 3 days of a week. I focus on animals, but I also do serve people in their personal journeys as well. It's really actually not a very separated thing, as Lindsay was explaining. And if you want to connect to your spirit guides or your spirit animals, I'm also happy to do that for you. So, reach out to me, take advantage of that 25% off. We'll have that going through the new year. So I think on the 2nd, the 1st, it will still be available. So, if you want to get someone a Christmas gift, if you're thinking of the perfect gift for one of your pet lover friends you haven't got yet, or for yourself, or you want to start the new year off right, or, whatever it is, I'm very happy to show up and be of service in that way. And I am going to be creating more opportunities to connect. And especially for those of you who have said goodbye to an animal, I'm going to be offering also more, even more free service too. I really want people to be able to be supported in that process. And I don't think it's something that we, at least in the US as a culture, really acknowledge as, losing your best friend. Your relationship with your pet is unlike any relationship you will ever have in your life, even if you're married. It's different. They're just, it's totally different. And I get that. And so what else?
I think you nailed it. I think that was everything. I'm glad you mentioned that the US is so different like that. Cause I remember when my dog died and I called in sick to work for a few days and they're like, dude, you got to come to work. Like, it's just a dog. And I was like stunned. I was like, what did you just say to me? I was like, you don't get it? Oh, it's Ping. Oh, he's so sweet.
Let's say hi to everybody.
Hi, Ping. Hi. He's like, oh, you guys. Hey.
See, I told you. He's just like,
yes.
Oh, you can't hear Lindsay here.
Hello. Hi. Hi, Mr. Ping. He knows.
Yes. You say hi to all the pets? Yes. Well, thank you all so much. Yes. I love and appreciate all of you. I send my greatest love to you and your pets, and I hope that I can help you in any way that I can.
Yes, and I hope that everyone takes advantage of it. And I guess you already said it all, but do you have any final words of wisdom you want to share? Sometimes the question comes after the statement already came.
Oh, Ping has a message for everybody.
Ooh.
You're pushing our curfew, Ping.
Yeah.
How, dearest everyone, it is important that you realize that your pets love you as much or more than you love them. They are here for you always, and they do not hold your mistakes against you in the way that you might think that they do. They are here to serve you with their love. Even if they are acting naughty, there is something they are trying to share with you. They are your teachers, your friends, and your angels. How? Just got shivers all over my body. Thank you, Ping.
Thank you,
That was a
Ping.
beautiful message.
It's so much like faster when you're doing that with Ping than anybody else, which makes sense because you've probably done it like 10 billion times. So you like got that channel down. It's so
Well, and sometimes I just hear him, you know, but sometimes it is hard for me to connect with him
interesting.
because of my own
Yeah,
stuff. Yeah.
makes sense.
When there's something, you know, when you feel that emotional attachment to something and you're just like, you can't make a choice or you can't hear. Yeah, I have to like really sit and go so deep. But yeah, he's just going to be flowing. And hopefully I'm going to be sharing more messages from Ping, more photos of him, more even some products. He really wants to serve, and he knows that his face makes people happy and feel loved and warm and fuzzy. So yes, we'll
What
be
a
doing
beautiful
more
gift.
of that.
I love it. Well, yes, thank you to everyone. People are saying thank you to you, Catherine, and I'm sure you can feel
Thank you,
that.
everyone.
So,
Yeah.
fellow travelers of the path, it is a beautiful thing. This has been your analog electric concentric dose of wisdom according to the beautiful bridge between animals and humans, Katherine O'Shea. Catherine, thank you so much, as always, for sharing with us. I love that. That's so cool. So community is the name of the game, friends. We are all here together, and we always will be. Who can ignore their need for other humans, and who can avoid their duty to the same? We are here to wander the winding ways, so many of them found by going rogue, and along the winding paths we walk each other home. Reach out and grab the hands of those closest by to you, and be they friends, acquaintances, strangers, or family, and make sure everyone gets linked into this chain. And until you mesh into the web of light that's been constructed all around you, travel well, aim for balance, and always look inside first. Mwah.
I heard the Freemasons called you. Man, they at it again. And I'm out to tell the truth once more. That's right. It's on the cracking, unknown in the house. APOGZ, that's right. Hitting the stereo near you. Truth is the best thing. And it's on. Yo, I once thought that I wanted to get Denver on track, but there's something more bigger than that. Something lurking, waiting to blow this state right off the map. A hidden agenda related to September. Doves carved up on the wall next to the highway. Up in the concrete, while rolling home next to where I stay. With state's destruction, like Key Martin malfunction. While NORAD's in the mountain anticipating our next move. My heart's jumping and I'm like, fuck waiting. While crooked taxes are burning a hole in my pocket. With a dollar bill in the pyramid that's watching. Instead of having a capstone on top of it, they have an eye with a fast surprise while you're flossing it. Greedy niggas jocking it, politics plotting it. So who you vote for really doesn't mean shit. So save your energy from being drained by the enemy. Skull and bones of Freemasonry, envisioning dreams of them chasing me. Skull and bones of Freemasonry, envisioning dreams of them chasing me. Skull and bones of Freemasonry, secret agencies with a plan to dominate all of man. Check the records of DIA, strange murals and paintings similar to the ones next to the highway. With pyramids and flames underneath them looking like they're about to fly away. I can't be tripping, but it sounds like I'm on acid. Most people slipping, taken below DIA, held captive in the near future, where they won't hesitate to reinstate new laws for a bigger cause. I'm talking about established civilian concentration camps stamps, introducing the military's labor programs. Expand your mind just a little bit, forget the little shit before you witness the belittlement of your people. Expand your mind just a little bit, forget the little shit before you witness the belittlement of your people.
Feds ain't stretching the truth, the script that he's spitting is true. Pay attention to what's going on or it might happen to you. When it's happening to you, cellular communication monitor, behavior studied and controlled through chemicals bombing nerves. Muhammad's word or Jesus ain't got anything to do with it. Religious cynic, where experiments cage and lace in terms of accepting limits. Things they can't explain to the sky when I'm in the Rockies. Chakra systems limited due to the voltage overhead pipe. Mind control victims, slap clips and machine guns for recess. FCC will help us speak less, manipulate us through weak feel right now fiction with the CIA trying to kill me filthy. Talking about the underground facility at DIA, no one feels that place laced with hints. Notice whenever I return home, black sun references in a new world Masonic capstone. Employ an Area 51 workers to build, and I don't mean to rant. In the face of an emergency, it doubles as a FEMA camp. Reaction, solution, trickery, repeated through history. NORAD's listening in, using technology, tracking where you piss. I'm not even paranoid or just facing the fact. Better watch what you say, it's another day under the Patriot Act.
Extend your mind just a little bit, forget the little shit before you witness up a little bit of your people. Extend your mind just a little bit, forget the little shit before you witness up a little bit of your people.
The idea is to bring people to the point where they are helpless, passive, and unable to assert their own creative power to form anything else. Success for people like this is measured in terms of money, which they then translate into power. Corruption and violations of the Constitution. Secret societies, the push for one world government. I'd like to get corruption and violations of the Constitution. The idea is to bring people to the point where they are helpless, passive, and unable to assert their own creative power to form anything else.